Well, welcome to the Money Tip Podcast presented by Fully Funded Life. My name is Joe Sengel, and I'm committed to helping you win with your money so that you can live a fully funded life. That means having all the money you need to fund all those dreams, those plans that you have in your mind and in your heart. Today, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. It's a thinking topic. It may not seem very financial at first, but stick with me. In the course of this 8 to 10 minutes, I think we're going to land the plane on something that's pretty profound. And if you get it, well, then it'll help you get it. And it will help you be able to advance in your financial journey. I'm going to say a statement that sounds a little controversial, but then I'm going to amplify it and expand it. I think it'll be less controversial then. And it is a concept about when no means yes. And really it means when you say no right now, it can allow you to say yes to more important things later. You know, I have several examples that I love to share when I talk about this principle, but the fact is true. I was once in a car and I was driving a famous leader, a teacher, a speaker, a leadership guru, #1 selling leadership book ever, Dr. John C. Maxwell. I was at the Baltimore airport. I was driving him to his private jet flight home. And then I was driving back to my Southwest Airlines flight to my home. And he said a great statement. He said, "Joe, you're doing really important work." And he said, "My dad always told me this statement." And he said, "You can either play now and pay later, or you can pay now and play later." I'll say it again. You can play now and pay later, or you can pay now and play later. What was he really referencing? He was saying, hey, you can live it up for the moment, spend all your money, go have all the fun, spend it all up. Don't plan for the future. Don't save for the future. Don't invest for the future. Just live it up. But if you play now, you are going to pay later. However, you can dial that back and you can pay the price. And you can store up, you can begin investing, you can get focused, and later on, you'll get to play. And the choice is really yours. What was he really saying? He was saying, if you say no to yourself right now, you'll get to say yes later. Let me tell you some practical ways that I see this manifesting in people's lives. I've seen it happen in my own life, really. And that is, I meet a lot of people whose child has suddenly turned 18, suddenly, and they're a high school senior, and they're suddenly going to go to college. Now, you might be hearing me say the word suddenly a lot because I'm saying it in jest. They are surprised by the fact that their child is 18 and going to college. But in reality, are they really surprised? Now, I know as a person who's gotten their daughter through school and through college and all out on her own, that it does go rather quickly. But it's no surprise. It is basic math. After they turn 1, they turn 2. And after 2, they turn 3. And amazingly, they keep that trend up, growing 1 year at a time. They will be 18. But what are they really saying? They're saying, we've been playing around about this college idea, but now we're having to pay the price. The issue is, watch this, they have saved or invested $0 for their kids' college, even though if you would have talked to them as the parents of a 1-year-old or 2-year-old or 5-year-old or 8-year-old, 10-year-old, do you want your child to go to college? Do you believe your kid is going to go to college? And college isn't right for everybody, but it is for many. And these parents will say, you know, I absolutely. How much are you saving? None. How much are you investing? Do you have a 529 college savings plan open? Nope. And then I do some digging. These same parents who are shocked, they are surprised that their child is going off to college and they're panicked about the cost. Those same parents have bought, I'm not exaggerating here, thousands of dollars of video game consoles and video games for their children through the years. Thousands of dollars of random toys, stuffed animals, and I love them all. And I'm saying that's great that you get it. But please don't do it at the expense of what is more important that you want to say yes to later. I see this happen over and over again, that they cannot bring themselves to say no right now. Yet they have a lot of things they want to say yes to later. And if you connect the dots, there's going to be no way they're going to be able to say yes to it because they can't say the no right now. I'm reminded of an episode of that TV show, The Office. It's called the Money episode, really. And Michael Scott is stressed about money, greatly stressed about money. And he's talking about in his future about how when he's retired and he has his yacht and all this stuff. And he's saying, but right now he's worried about going bankrupt. He has no money. He's not making any good money decisions. And he's like, but obviously I did well because in my retirement, I have a yacht. He's trying to think it. He's thinking a good game, but his inability to say no, it's not going to allow him to say yes later. And friends of the podcast, I want you to be able to say yes to the important things in your life. I want you to be able to say yes to be able to take those trips and make those memories as a family. I want you to be able to say yes to a great quality car that is safe and excellent for your family. I want you to be able to say yes to the career decisions that you want to make to advance towards doing the work that really means a lot to you. I want you to be able to say yes to your children. And I want you to really be able to say yes to those grandbabies. But if you are unable to bring yourself to say no to some things right now, the chances are those yeses are going to be limited. And as I travel all over God's green earth, proclaiming these financial principles, it just is a reminder again of so many people who've not been able to bring themselves to say no. They said yes earlier, and now they're having to say no right now. So friend, as you're driving, you listen to the podcast, I'm so grateful that you've done that. Or you're running on the treadmill. That's when I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listened to podcasts today at lunch when I ran 24 times around the 1/8 mile loop at the local YMCA. That's a lot of laps. Almost get dizzy doing that. But I listen to podcasts. And if that's how you're listening to podcasts, maybe you're listening to it while you're preparing dinner or doing laundry, or maybe it's while you're driving to work or home from work. I want you to think about this. What do you really want to be able to say yes to in the future? What are those big moments? I'm talking the big ones. Helping your kids with their college expenses. That second home at the beach or in the mountains. Or maybe it's buying your first home. What is that yes you want to be able to say during your retirement, that you want to do missions trips, or you want to be able to live a retirement where you're not dependent upon anyone and you're able to go and enjoy the golden years of your life? And I want you to ask yourself the question, are you saying the proper no's now so you'll be able to say yes to the more important yeses that you want to say later? You know, are you saying no in your budget? Are you saying yes to investing? Are you saying no to buying those things right now? Enough things, not to everything, but to enough things, so you're able to say yes later. I'll wrap it up by reminding you of that statement that Dr. John C. Maxwell shared with me that glorious day in Baltimore. You can play now and pay later, or you can pay now and play later. I hope you'll make the decision. Hey, let's invest. Let's say no. Let's pay now so that we can all say yes to those great things later. I hope you have a great week, everybody. Until next time, live your fully funded life.